All right, let's bring up a guest, man. We got somebody who's been waiting really to get at me for some reason.
Uh-oh. You did something.
Yeah, Formidable
Is it
Faith,
Malik?
man. It's not Malik this time. It's not the Malik this time. Formidable Faith, you are on the stage, man. You've been waiting a long time. Welcome back. I presume this will be as short as the others.
All right. Cool.
So what's up, man? What do you think about the topic?
All right. So you're all knowledgeable. You're a sheikh. So what does a Muslim say when he opens the Quran, before he opens the Quran? What does he say in English, please?
We already refuted this. But...
Yeah, Satan can lie to you. You can say, I'm not Satan, so what?
Sorry, can you please answer the question?
Yeah, we already responded
to it. You're trying to say that...
What is this phrase, is what I said.
When the fold settles in the dust of their constructs rust, I adjust the crust of their mistrust with the thrust of truth robust till the husk of their previous must combust. And the unjust framework they discussed is reduced to silt and dust. And in that hush, the structure flushes and a new axis is discussed as the calculus they misjudge gets redrawn without the smudge of the sludge they clutch. Because truth won't budge when the flood of evidence nudges every edge they begrudge. Weak construction begins in the quiet, where the riot of the bias goes silent, and the silence of guidance violets the eyelids toward horizons where the science of reliance or defiance collapses to compliance with the alliance of fact and clarity and parity from rarity. Sincerity spares the verity from the austerity of the vulgarity and shapes sincerity into the new polarity. I lay foundations like verses set in granite, layered in mechanics, balanced in semantics, systematic and dynamics. No panic, just organic, reformatic of systematic. They once framed in static dramatics. The ground shift, the mist drift as the rift in their script gets uplifted by the gift of a truth so explicit that every illicit misfit they visit, it gets revisited, inhibited, and finally acquitted from the counterfeit data they committed. Weak construction is not correction, it's resurrection of perception through the intersection of inspection and introspection till their preconceptions face detection, and the misdirection they protected gets redirected into reflection. As an architect, the next vector, every sector they fence gets indexed into context so complex it reflects their defects, yet projects a path that connects the intellect they expect with the truth they neglect, and the effect is the perfect dialect of respect, intersecting unchecked missteps until the concept of death resets their mindset, unless they like bisect the darkness they kept. Reconstruction is where direction begins, not in punishment but realignment, the refinement of assignment when the confinement of denial hits the consignment of true survivement and finds alignment in the environment, but fact becomes alignment. Reconstruction is where direction begins, not in punishment but realignment, the refinement of assignment when the confinement of denial hits the confinement of true survivement and finds alignment in the environment, but fact becomes alignment. So I leave them standing again, the scaffold of understanding what the landing they're demanding is expanding. It's a branding that they're commanding. Reprimanding was never a branding, it was panic. I'm not panic for a life no longer standing in a line's crash landing. That is the reconstruction poem, not rebuilding them, but rebuilding the space where truth now stands, so that light can never stand again. When the crowd gathers and the chatter turns to static, I step in with the calm so emphatic that the automatic panic in the fabric becomes dramatic, and the problematic rhetoric they crafted starts collapsing, not from impact but from contrast, because when truth walks in the room rearranges itself. I don't raise my voice, I raise the standard, and every slander they meander don't get stranded under the candor of a commander who speaks with the grammar of facts so precise. The audience feels twice the ice of the vice squeezing down on their device of lies. The public sees the shift immediately, the posture stiffens, confidence thins, the grin turns into a discipline, swallow as the hollow argument they tried to follow falls to the floor like a shadow, realizing the light is behind it. This is the reckoning where every playmate aim gets framed in a flame of its own shame. As the same game they played is displayed on replay, and the delay get the dismay becomes an essay written in the tone of you never had a case. I approach to measure breath, no haste, no waste, just a taste of grace laced with the pace to replace the base with a trace of the way it tried to evade. Now sitting on the face to cause watches the moment it happens. And Mike Bros seeking with their conviction bends, their argument ends. The pretend friends look down at their phones and pretend they watch you in seconds ago, because public collapse isn't just losing, it's the silence after the set goes quiet. The riot of the bias dies in the eyes of the bystanders. Realize the ties to the lie don't realize in disguise. I don't lecture, I don't pressure, I just measure the vicious in their structure until the rupture captures every fracture they manufacture, and the audience sees the picture. This wasn't taken from them, they handed it over, and when the final point lands, it isn't with violence, it's with undeniable alignment. A claim line drawn through the spine of their design, redefining what truth looks like when it decides to speak plainly. The room grades differ. Some understand, some pretend, some won't admit it until the end, but all of them know that was the moment it shifted. That was the public reckoning. That was the day the facades are functioning. That was the line where confidence transmuted in a cloud witness. Truth walking in calm, deliberate, leaving no doubt who owned the floor. Be mode authority.